Ready? Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast.
Put the keyboard away.
It's back.
Oh,
No.
well done.
The
Yes.
fader's not on.
Mute him.
And that's sad for everyone because, we can't play music in the podcast. But this is, if you're just joining us, this is part 2 of most awkward sexual encounter.
I would suggest that if you're joining us on this podcast for the first time ever, probably go back to part 1 of most awkward sexual encounters. I reckon it's just going to work better. But let's dip into part 2 here, Will, where we didn't really get to specific encounters. We were a bit more general about our chat in the awkwardness of all sexual encounters, I think.
Yep, we were.
So
Quite maybe deliberately as a delay technique, but I also think we had a very good chat about the total fear and unnecessary awkwardness that occurs around trying to put a condom on. And you can, honestly, you actually said it in the meeting room before, Woods, if 16-year-old me had have heard that, he would have been really relieved.
yeah, because you do. Yeah, if something goes wrong in the bedroom in your mind, you just think it's the worst. The world's ending.
And you're
it's
the
horrific.
only one, and they're going to tell everyone, and 100%.
Just know it happens to all of us.
Yep.
And if someone says it never happens to them, they're a bloody liar.
Yeah, so true.
Anyway, let's get into more specific awkward encounters, though.
It is the first thing that they often say, though. Don't worry, it happens all the time. And you're like, shut up.
Yeah, true. Yeah, no, true. No one wants to be told that, and I've just done that, bugger. You said you wanted to kick things off.
Did I?
You did.
Did I say that?
You tapped me on the ass when we were leaving the urinal before.
Did
and
I?
You said, hey, Woody, I got the first one. And you smacked me on the ass.
I didn't.
That's my memory.
All
That's
right.
my recollection of our brief interaction in the urinal before.
Okay. I'm really, I want you to know that I don't get any, this is not a great thing for me to recount.
Oh, bloody hell. Maybe it's a bad idea for you to go.
Well,
Do you want me to kick things off?
No, I think I'm here now.
Yeah.
Okay. So, most awkward sexual encounter. Now, obviously, this is in and amongst a lot, but this one really, really rang home for me. This is when I was living in, maybe I won't say where I was.
I didn't keep this as vague as possible,
Okay.
just in case, parties involved,
Sure.
etc.
Okay. I was single at the time.
Uh-huh.
And I had also just got this new medication for my depression at the time. So I got given these, they were called SSRI, uptake inhibitors or something. That's what they're called.
Okay.
So I had this new medication,
Mm-hmm.
right? The other thing you need to know is I'd also just been on a trip to Thailand,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I'd bought some Xanax
To help you with sleep?
in Thailand.
For the
Yes.
flight?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. That's where we start off.
Cool.
Okay. I was also texting this girl as well.
Mm-hmm. In Thailand or when you were
Back home.
back in the homeland?
Back
yeah,
home.
Cool. Yeah.
We had a bit of a dalliance before I'd left,
Okay.
came back, so there was currency. In fact, I think we had slept together a couple of times
Okay.
before I left.
Yeah.
Then I left. And then, there's, about the Xanax. Okay. All right, so one time I'd been out all night, I'd been drinking, and I got home and I hadn't taken my SSRI
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, uptake inhibitor
Mm-hmm.
that day yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I get home. I actually got home at that point by myself. I had a night out with my mates. I was like, okay, cool, time to go home, get home. I get home, I take my uptake inhibitor,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then I get a message from her and she was like, are you still awake?
Still up. Oh, my goodness. The
Still
up
up.
message.
Still up's a huge message.
It only means one thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Still up, question mark.
Mhm.
Just, classic. And I was like, yeah, I am. I'm home though. And,
Just doing some push-ups, actually. Caught me. Busted.
So I was like, yeah, I'm home.
Yeah.
I'm home. And she was like, great. Can I come over effectively?
You with your family home at this point? Can I just...
No.
No, okay.
No,
Yeah, okay.
no. I was living out of home. Anyway, so she then agrees to come over and she comes over and I think it was right before she arrived at the door. I got a text message to say she was at the door because I was living in a share house at the time. We didn't want to make a big scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I got this message. She's like, I'm at the door.
Yeah.
I think it was at the moment that she messaged to say I was at the door
Yeah.
that I started to feel really groggy.
Oh,
Now-
side effect from the uptaker.
No.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Now, for anyone that hasn't,
Oh, no.
for anyone that hasn't, like, there's a reason why they say don't take, like you shouldn't do this. Like, you should not mix sleeping pills with alcohol
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
very,
absolutely.
very good reason.
Yeah.
And that is because, particularly with Xanax, which is unbelievably strong, it is like a complete, it knocks you out. Like, it knocks you around and then it knocks you out.
Can I quickly say, a good friend of ours, they weren't mixing alcohol on a sleeping pill,
Yeah.
but Hugh Van Cuylenberg was sick before a big presentation. where
Similar
he had to
situation.
perform on
Similar,
stage,
exactly. Very similar situation.
and he was saving like a antihistamine or something to like get him right for the performance.
Yeah.
He accidentally had a sleeping pill
Yeah.
and then had to go and perform in front of 200, 300 people.
Wow.
And then he said he had to just be honest with the audience and go, "Hey guys, this is what's happened."
Such a huge
I've-
thing to do.
He just called it, "I've had a sleeping pill. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm just going to try and get through the show. But if I just fall asleep, I'm so sorry."
Such a huge
So
thing
you're
to do.
kind of in a similar,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. But, and I don't know what sleeping pills Hugh took, but there's a reason. Like, you can't, Xanax these days is like, a friend of mine's a pharmacist, and they were saying it's pretty much impossible to get your hands on, even if you go to a doctor and you're like, hey, look, I'm having trouble sleep or whatever.
Sure.
Like Xanax is like they do not dish that out.
Mm.
Not even if you try and get a prescription for it,
'Cause
because
it's
it
so
is
strong?
so strong.
Yeah. I've never had one.
It's a full wipeout,
Oh, wow.
right?
Yeah.
So she knocks on the door, and I realize that I've had the. Something's wrong, and I'm like,
Yeah.
this is wrong. I go and check the bathroom, the Xanax is gone, and I'm like,
Oh, no.
oh my God,
You know what you've done.
I know
Yeah.
what I've done.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like me these days, I would have gone and just been like, hey, look, just so you know, had a Xanax, this is a nightmare. But as we were discussing yesterday on yesterday's podcast, when you're that age, when you're like 20, you're just
Yeah.
not doing that because that's embarrassing, and you're trying to be
Yeah.
cool and you're trying to be sexy.
Oh, it's so sad, isn't it? Yeah. So you didn't bring it up. You just tried to.
Absolutely not. And
You
I was
tried to
keen on this
continue.
girl. I was keen.
Did you do anything? Did you put some ice down your pants or like slap yourself in the face or like what did you?
Just a bucket of cold water on it.
Like,
Mate,
surely
it's
you tried
I'm
something.
so far gone. Like,
Oh,
I
really?
would have been at least 6 beers deep at this stage as well. So it's just,
Oh.
it is a real cocktail.
What would you do? Is it like twist your nipples or like what's something that would like
Twist my nipples.
Well, I'm just trying to think of something
just to
that would
get
like,
you up and about.
well, wake me up.
Okay.
Like
Get
lemon
me
juice
going.
in the eye.
Okay.
Oh.
Like, I'm just throwing things out there. I'm just throwing things out there.
Twist your nipples.
Twist your
Lemon
nipples.
juice in the eye. I'm also in a share house as well, so I don't want to make too much noise. It's just, it's a bit of a nightmare. Anyway,
yeah,
in fact, no, it's a proper nightmare. This is most awkward sexual encounter.
Yeah.
So she comes in, and she's also a bit tipsy, so, you know, things sort of fire up.
But
And
were
I
you
haven't
fine-
had time to mention the fact, by the way, that like I am on a downhill slope. Like, every time I close my eyes to kiss her, I'm like, whoa, the walls, the walls are caving in.
I'm gonna imagine.
And
that
I'm
you're
like,
just,
and I'm really trying to, like, again, for her
course.
sake, I don't like, we're talking about embarrassing the other person and stuff. Like, keep in mind, like, I want to be as present for this as possible. And also,
course.
it's not like this is something that I have on tap. Like, a girl saying, can I come over late night when
Mm-hmm.
I'm 20 is like, oh my God, this is amazing. You
Yeah.
know, like, this is huge.
absolutely.
It's a big moment.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to stuff it up. I wanted to push through. Oh, I've got to be really careful about what I say here just to try and keep some sort of, like, keep this kind of clean. But
I'm picturing, by the way, when you're kissing her. You know, I think people call it slugging, where you just
what's that? What's that?
where I'm just picturing that you're tongue kissing her, and then because you're so tired, you lose the ability to move your tongue, so it's just like a full tongue, just in her mouth, and she's just like, "Will."
I can't remember my tongue. Okay, all right. I don't know how to say this bit cleanly, but this is the bit.
We'll do your best.
I'll do my best. So,
You know, I mean, you don't really have to go, or do you?
Well, why do you have to go into detail?
Yeah.
I'm
why-
not going
why-
into detail, but you just
Okay.
need to know something in order for the story to finish.
Okay.
We can sense this if we need to.
Okay.
Basically, it gets to a point where she wants to go to third base
Mm-hmm. On you.
on me
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it.
and makes the really fatal decision of like doing this, like you do like a
High five.
sexy maneuver where you
Sexy
throw
push
them, where
down.
you throw them on the bed, where you like push them back on the bed.
Oh, you got pushed?
I got pushed.
Whoa.
Keep in mind, I'm like
Very tired. Went down like a sack of spades.
Didn't need to push me much.
Oh, thank God.
Blew me down with a feather. Like I was just waiting. I was
Gone.
a dead man walking
Yeah,
at this
gone.
stage.
Boom.
So she does the whole like sexy throw me hand on the bed thing,
Yeah.
which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
But then, oh my God, I hate this. I stay awake for I reckon about.
Oh, you just fell asleep. Oh my God, you just fell asleep.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh, the poor woman.
Oh my God.
And you haven't told her. So if you think about this from her perspective,
Oh my
she's
God.
like that she would be thinking, this is not the case. She would be thinking, I was so bad at what I was doing down there that I've put the man to sleep. So you were out. What did you wake up to? An empty room?
I didn't.
But when you woke up, was
like
it an
next
empty
morning,
room?
like next morning, like
Oh,
I wake up at 6 o'clock the next morning.
Was she there?
She's gone.
She's gone.
She's gone.
Oh, the poor woman. Oh,
that was the last thing I remember.
She's doing that, hoping to give, obviously. Yep. She looks up at one point, or maybe even poses a question.
Because I
Are
spoke
you
to
liking
her,
that? Or?
I spoke to her about it afterwards.
Oh my God.
I spoke to her about it, obviously, afterwards.
And what did she say?
And I was like, when was the moment you knew? And she said, I heard you snoring.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh my.
Oh my God.
That is. Oh, the poor woman. How'd you sleep? Did she put your boxes back on, or did you?
No, I woke up fully.
You woke up
I
nude.
was fully.
You woke up
Fully nude.
No, not fully nude. Just
T-shirt
like
on.
pants down.
T-shirt on.
Pants down.
T-shirt on.
Yeah, t-shirt down, pants down to like upper thigh.
With like and
Oh
just
my
lying
God,
flat.
it
Lying
was
flat on the
so
bed.
bad. It was so bad.
Did you-
Because I remember having the moment where as soon as my head fell back on the bed, I was like, "Oh, this is
Yeah.
amazing!" And then I was like, the last thought I had was like, honestly, Will, the last thing you can do is fall asleep.
Yeah.
I was out like a lion.
What was the first contact between the two of you? Well, so like
I
you wake
called
up.
her.
You
I
called
called
her
her
in the morning.
Well, no, that's a lie. I text her.
Oh, where'd you go? Why? I just needed to have a quick nap for 7 hours. Why did you leave? That's incredibly rude.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So that's what happened. Anyway, I texted her the next morning. I was like, hey.
And then told her.
I was just like, I'm really sorry. And then I explained straight away what had happened.
Yeah.
I had one of the worst hangovers. And I just had that guilt. Like, I was just ridden
Of
with guilt. I was like, I
course.
feel like such an asshole. And it was actually, I don't. She was obviously mortified.
Of
It was just this
course. Yeah, without
horrible
knowing.
cocktail of everyone just feeling really shit about themselves.
Yeah.
But I was actually fine. Like we caught up. No, didn't hook up again after that. That was
She should have got revenge. She should have got revenge. Imagine the revenge. It would have been hilarious.
Nothing went on from there. But to be fair, we had the relief when I told her we just started pissing ourselves.
Of
it was
course.
really funny.
Oh, when she knows all the
With the bit when she told me that I was snoring,
Yeah,
I couldn't not laugh at that.
100%.
I was like, man, what was the moment? Just like you, literally trying to, do my best work, and I just hear this.
Oh. Great stuff.
That's
That's all
right.
we've got time for. We've got part 3 tomorrow.